For the second time in a week, supporters of Shiite cleric Muqtada Sadr breached Iraq's parliament on Saturday to protest the government formation efforts led by Iran-backed groups. The breach barred an expected parliament session from taking place, and there were no lawmakers in the hall. It was the second time in the span of 3 days that the cleric ordered his followers to stage a sit-in in the Green Zone, the district housing official buildings and foreign embassies.
We entered the parliament building for the third time to root out the corrupt political parties and militias. We are here to fix Iraq and get it back to its position by the word of people and with God's blessing and our leader, Muqtada Sadr.
Outside the parliament's walls, supporters of populist Shiite cleric Muqtada Sadr scaled barricades and moved further into heavily fortified Baghdad's Green Zone area. Hundreds marched through the streets waving flags and collectively bringing down or scaling concrete barriers. Speaking in Baghdad hours after the breach of parliament, Iraq's caretaker Prime Minister Mustafa al-Kadhimi encouraged political blocs to sit down and negotiate and reach an understanding for the sake of Iraq and Iraqi people.
It's a very difficult time. It's the bitter truth, unfortunately. We all have to cooperate and stand together, so we do not push ourselves into the abyss. We have to judge by our minds, our consciousness, and our sentiments, and stick to Iraq and the Iraqis, not petty interests. Our nation is eager for life, and it is not favoring strife, blood fighting, revenge, and rivalry, and it is not favoring hostility or hatred. They are looking for a future that is equal to the size of sacrifices and the struggle they have gone through. Therefore, the political blocs must sit down and negotiate and reach an understanding for the sake of Iraq and the Iraqis.
During the protests, security forces used tear gas and sound bombs to try to repel the demonstrators. However, police backed off as the number of protesters swelled. By late afternoon, the Ministry of Health stated that about 125 people were injured in the violence, including 100 protesters and 25 members of the security forces.